So I think we can start. Hello, my name is Hani. Today I would like to welcome you to Advanced Robotics Challenge in Innopolis Open Robotics. This webinar is mainly about to talk about this challenge and this tournament, and the competition itself, and a lot of some details about this. Okay, I would like to say that if any problem like in video or in audio, just like write me back in comments. Okay, first of all, I would like to introduce myself for you. My name is Hani Hamid. I'm from Egypt. Obviously, I'm not Russian. This year, I'm very glad to be the head judge of Innopolis Open Robotics for Advanced Robotics Challenge. Also, I'm one of the part of the team who wrote the international game rules. Also, I am like a trainer in the Department of Pre-University Education in Innopolis University. Also, I'm computer science bachelor student at Innopolis University. My past experience in robotics, mainly in competition like RoboCup, in soccer category itself, in ROV, in WRO Open category 2015. So I like robotics competition very very well. Okay, that's myself. Let's go for what are we going to talk about today. Today we are going to explain briefly WARC tasks. The task itself to just ensure that all people have the same read the rules that has been international rule that has been published 15th of January, as I remember. We will talk about also Innopolis Open Robotics and what is it. Then we are going to specify in Advanced Robotics Challenge. We are going to discuss also the differences between the rules, the international rules for Advanced Robotics Challenge in WRO and our subset of rules. It has some modification, but it is not many modification. It is an advantage for the team that are going to participate in it. Also, we are going to discuss about how teams can qualify to our competition. Then we are going to have like some call for the judges, for some related to some judges. Then we will have questions. If you have any question, you can just like write it in comments, and we can, if we have time, we can say it in the meanwhile we are talking or in the end. Okay. Okay, so WRO ARC this year task 2019 is about smart greenhouse, the main theme for it. So the main theme is just you have a robot that can get out from start from initial position, which is the parking zone, then move out from it and go to a queue boxes with different colors, then take a cube from it, then replace it to another box according to which cube is all of it is stated in the rule box, which is the cube is the opposite side from the nearest cube on the box. Then go to the second box, then to the third, and take the last one and go back to the parking zone. This was the briefly explanation for the tasks this year in the international and also in our competition. Just wait a second. Yeah. So this is an infographic for the same task for this example of randomization for the playground. The first box is indicated by the arrows, the second and the third. And this is like the order of doing the task. Okay, so Let's now talk about Innoplus Open Robotics. What Innoplus Open Robotics, what is it? Is a kind of competition that have many categories, or we can say many profiles. One of it is Advanced Robotics Challenge, which is based on DABLARO 2019 this year, which is the smart greenhouse. It has the same tasks, the same everything. It's mainly for Russian teams. It's a qualification for them to the international. But this year we considered, okay, why not we can invite some teams, international teams, to this competition, in order to have the international experience for our competitors or our participants in the competition, and also to share knowledge between all the community. So it will be like people can come from different countries, see how's the progress of the robot itself, how other team work, how can they think, and so on. So this is the main reason for doing Innoplus Open Robotics in Advanced Robotics Challenge in ARC, to interact with more communities outside Russia, and this will like build network between us. Okay, so mainly we have like not very differences in the rules, but we have our own rules for this. It's inherited from the international rules, international general rules. It has some modification. We will discuss it about now after the next slide. So the differences in the rules, that in the international you have some like constraints, or we can say some limits. In our competition in Innoplus Open Robotics, we just like lose some constraints. We can see here like a comparison between the limitations. That first of all, the robot's construction material was you can use some allowed material, some allowed kits like Tetrix, Matrix, and you can use some 3D printed parts for fixing motor or fixing sensor and some specific situation. We have the same constraints. Why the reason we have the same constraints, why we didn't like lose every constraint and just build your robot from anything you want? Because if you build your robot from anything you want, you will not, I believe that you will not have enough time to reconstruct your whole robot in the allowed material, then compete in the international as efficient that you was participating in here. So this constraint is very critical, because you change your old robot if you build it from aluminium, any material than allowed material kits. So we have the same constraint and the same limit here. But what about the robot controller? In the international rules, that you should and you have to use only Prism or Kenar or Myriam. In here in our competition, we just remove this constraint. Why? Because we need to concentrate more on the software part, not on the controller, and you just need to program in this controller precisely and so on. So we allowed any controller you want, for example, Arduino, Raspberry Pi, NVIDIA Jetson, as you want. It is your decision, and in any quantity, so you can use more than one or two. But as an advice, try to not to lose this constraint very much, because you will need to rebuild this or reconstruct this part from your robot to be in the international limitations. So, but you have we can say 3 months, maybe something like this. It's a good period to build your robot after it successfully made the mission, made the task of the international correctly. And this is one of the points that it is better to participate in Innoplus Open to test your robot in a real life situation. not a real life, I mean like a real competition, and the stress and so on, and debugging, and every situation that happens in competition usually. We also have the same constraint about software program. The constraint international, you can use any text language based like C, C++, or and LabVIEW. So you can use any of them. It is the same constraints. You can use, of course, any type of sensors, any type of motors. Okay, I would like to ask if anyone have a question. Just write in the comments now. We can discuss about this point. Okay, no comments. We can proceed. So the limitation, all the limitation will be written in like rules. The rules are ready, and I don't know if they published on the site or not yet. But I think it will be published maybe today, or it has been published already. But the website, you can find it in the footer of the slide. Also, you find everything about every detail about our rules. Okay. Okay, so now the point that, okay, I read the rules, I'm willing to participate in the competition. Okay, how you can qualify to the qualification, this qualification, or Innoplus Open Robotics ARC. First of all, you should register in the competition. You find it in this website, or everything will be in this website. All information about registration, rules, any modification, if there is any modification, but I don't think that will be. So you should register. The robot must perform certain tasks that ensure that, yeah, the team is ready to participate and give some effort to come here to Russia and to come to Innoplus and just see how it's going and also participate and maybe win. So we have some certain tasks. We describe everything in the rules, and we also I will talk about it in next slides. We have some deliverables that you should submit it. This deliverables is for to tell us that, okay, I have made this and this and this, and I want to qualify. So the deliverables is mainly 2 videos. We will discuss what each video is. 2 videos. Well, what is this? We will discuss it. We have to submit a report and your codes. And deadline for submission and registration will be 20th of May. 20th is included this day. And the result, we will finish it and publish it on 27th of May. So we have 7 days to judge everything, and I think it will be very good, very enough period for us judges to output the results. The results will be based on the deliverables that you submitted, the videos and report and codes, and will be also according to how many teams from your country is like want to qualify here. So for example, if you have 10 teams from the same country, it will be very hard to invite all the teams because it is very large number, but we can, it depends on our preparation. But I think in this case, for example, if we have 5 countries and 10 teams from each country, we will have some limitations, not limitations, but we can qualify some certain number of people. But I think that we would be able to invite the teams that successfully submit all things that we need. If anyone have a question in this point, just ask me here in the comments. Okay. Okay. So what is the certain task that the robot should perform in these videos, or just to ensure us that it is correct? You will have like online qualification tasks that you should do it in your playground. This like qualification, it's mainly for teams that cannot come to Russia to qualify in the regional qualification, because in Russia we have like regional or local qualification for each region. So the teams from different countries cannot come to this qualification. So we give you the chance to qualify, but from your place, by take a video for the robot doing the tasks, and the tasks is mainly based on the apart from the original task. And this is just to say that, okay, we are ready to come. The tasks is the number of tasks is 5 tasks. The robot must perform it without any interaction from the team. It should be played on a randomized playground. You can use the website from the international rules that make a randomization for the playground itself. Also, you should do 2 attempts. Like the robot, you should randomize your playground one, then make the robot perform the 5 tasks, then randomize the playground again, and make the robot perform the 5 tasks again. We can explain now the tasks. The 5 tasks. The first task is make the robot get out from the parking zone. What does it mean, going out? It means that the robot should completely go out from the parking zone. Then the second task is to identify and detect the first needed box, which it will be always the blue box. Then take the cube from it, the needed cube from it. This is the third task. The fourth task, which is to take this cube, go to the second box, which is the color of the cube. This is the fourth task, that identify the cube and go toward it. The fifth task is to take the cube that you have picked up from the first needed box, to put it on top of the second box, and this will be the fifth task. But we have some point in here. If the fifth task, for example, the robot placed the cube in the correct position, in correct place, and completely in the zone of the cube, it will be 100% that this team will be qualified, according also to the results of the report and the codes and some other details. But if the robot didn't like place it in the wrong position, for example, or not completely inside the specified zone of the cube, in this case, the team may or may not qualify, because the fifth task is not completed. It will be depend on, like as I said in this point, in the number of the teams. And it depends also on the report that they delivered. We want to know that if this team really want to come to the competition. And this is the 5 tasks. As you see, it is just a part of the original task. The original task purpose is to make people learn localization, maybe mapping, according to your type of your solution, your proposed solution. You can do very basic solution without needed any complex approaches, but maybe you can, for efficient and good approaches, you can use very complex techniques. And this is what we love to see, and this is what is the purpose of the competitions, is to learn and know more people and take more knowledge. And this is the 5 tasks of our online qualification tasks. And I would like to say that you should take videos for these tasks while the robot perform these tasks. Okay, let's move on for the videos. We have, as I said before, we have 2 videos. You should submit 2 videos. The 2 videos, one of them is from a fixed camera placed on one of the corners of the playground. Why this camera? To see overview of the playground, to ensure that no one of the team is manipulated the playground while other camera is recording. We have the second video is from moving camera. This moving camera should be always like close to the robot itself. It should it should close to the robot. It should include in the first quarantine time, which is checking time for the robot dimensions, the robot material, and so on. For example, if I have a robot here, so the camera will be faced for the robot itself. So you can, I as a judge, that when you submit and see the video, I should see more details as you could for the robot, to ensure that, okay, it satisfies every condition, that every constraint that we put. So first, for the moving camera, you should have quarantine time, which it's checking time. Second thing that it should include the randomization part, that you should like move the camera and you click the button of randomization, and we should see the result. Then it should include the preparation of the playground, like, okay, I have this randomization, I will go and pick the cube and place it in the correct position, and should have the performance of the robot for the 2 attempts, including randomization and performance of the robot. And also, I would like to say that the 2 videos should be a continuous videos, without any stop, without any montage, without anything, without any editings, just a raw material of video. And the fixed camera should always working to see the playground, as I said. And the 2 videos should start together in the same time. Okay. The max duration for each video is 20 minutes. So please don't don't exceed this limit, because it is very large duration. Also, you should post it on YouTube in limited access only by the link, and you will have to submit these links on the report to put it. And in this time, we can see the video and decide and judge according to this video. Okay, let's move on to the report. The report, you should, we will provide you a template. This template will have all the necessary data that you should put it on this template. This template will include team's basic information, the playground, randomization generation, screenshots from your laptop, robot photos. What does it mean? These photos will have to submit some photos for the robot from the right side and from the left side, and one of the as I remember, from front of the robot. So this photos should have a clear photos for the robot. I would like to say that the videos should also be clear as possible, without any manipulation, without anything. to ensure that you are correct and the robot is autonomously without any problems. I would like also to return back to the video point that you should, in moving camera in the first quarantine, in the quarantine time, which is the checking for the robot, you should identify how to operate the robot. Okay, from a button, from wiring two wires together, graphical interface, as you want. But you should clarify this point. Okay, let's back to the report. And it will have a place for video lengths. And in here, you should clarify what is declare, what is the used material in your robot. And also you will fill some like a table for the completed tasks that the robot have completed from the fifth task for each attempt. And this will be the report is easily to fill it. It's very basic template. It will not take from you time. Then we go to the codes that you need to submit it. Your codes for the controller, you should submit it with please clear documentation, clean code, in order to if we suspect some weird, strange behavior of the robot, we will need to inspect the code and see that the task is not hard coded. So this will help us to judge more on the team, and also if it can judge, we can like say the robot has successfully do it autonomously and so on. Of course, if you have multiple files of the codes, you should like put it in one zip file and submit this file. Okay, if there's no questions, is there any questions now? Okay, I hope that people can hear me well. Okay, let's proceed after. Okay, we want to call for judges, for international judges from different countries. As I said before, that in O+ Open Robotics for Advanced Robotics Challenge, the main purpose of inviting international teams to have more international experience for our participants and to learn from this competition as much as possible, and also to widen up our network with people. Also to people can participants see how it's going in different countries, in different minds, how people think, and so on. So also we would like to make this the same method or the same mentality in the judges also for Advanced Robotics Challenge. We would like to invite judges international from different countries to help us in judging during the competition days. All the details about how to register, what is the conditions, all these things will be published maybe in 2 weeks, something like this, or 1 week on the website. So people judges can qualify, can submit their application, and we can say, okay, that's very good, and we can invite you here. This will be also the same deadline, which is 20th of May. Why we make the deadline is 20th of May for judges and for registration in the competition and so on, because you will have approximately, in the result will be 27th of May, you will have approximately less than 1 month to prepare your visa, your passport, your robot to go back to come here to Russia in June. So it will be enough for teams to prepare themselves. Okay. Are there any questions? we have finished everything. If there are any questions, just write me back. Um, okay, I think now we don't have any questions. Okay, thank you for your attention. I hope to see you all in June. It will be very good experience for you. The environment will be very good. The Innopolis is very good city to come to see, and also we would like to make this event as international environment as we can. Um, this will be, as I think, the first time that we invite international teams to Advanced Robotics Challenge this year. So I'm really happy and glad to see you all and to be your judges this year. Thank you all and hope to see you in June. Thank you.